exclusive live look inside the home of the late Carrie Fisher, full of amazing Star Wars collectibles and memorabilia. Some of those items are about to hit the auction block, and Ginger, looking like a movie star herself, is there outside the home. Good morning, Ginger.
Aww. Good morning to you, Robin, and thank you. Yes, I'm standing on Carrie Fisher's porch. Our cameras are about to give you a live exclusive look into really not just the home, but the mind of the late and brilliant Carrie Fisher. This is her brother, Todd Fisher, and joining us on the tour will be Joe Madalena, the CEO of the auction house, Profiles in History. And you guys, before we get to the tour that has so many amazing things, check out a little history.
May the Force be with you.
Princess Leia in the movies lived in a galaxy far, far away. But on Earth, Carrie Fisher called this Beverly Hills hacienda-style estate her home.
My house, I love it. It's like scavenger hunting.
Fans caught an intimate glimpse of Fisher's eclectic hideaway during the 2017 HBO documentary Bright Lights.
This is the bathroom. It has, as a lot of bathrooms should, a player piano in it.
Her house even once occupied by another silver screen legend.
This is Betty Davis when she lived here.
Oh, there she is.
For 16 years, America's sweetheart, Singing in the Rain star, and Fisher's mother, Debbie Reynolds, lived next door.
Mommy, I'm home.
And now the late mother-daughter duo's personal items are hitting the auction block, including some of Fisher's collector's memorabilia from Star Wars.
Oh, and Todd and Joe, we are so grateful to have been invited into this home. It is so special to be here. Eclectic doesn't describe it.
Not at all.
But can we start? We're in the living area. She loved to have people over, and she loved these paintings, Todd.
Yeah, she collected what she called ugly children. So on the right, we have Richard Dreyfuss. So, you know, it's pretty obvious. They're Kevin Spacey on the top, you know. And over here, of course, we have Ross Perot and Shia LaBeouf down here. Now, Debbie and I actually bought this for Carrie, but we were not able to give it to her because she never made it home for Christmas. So we're asking you guys, because if Carrie were here, she would name that child.
But we want you to name it. So
you name it.
Tweet us at GMA and tell us what you would name it.
I want to know. We want to know.
Right.
We want to know.
And Joe, you were telling me this chair is special for many reasons, but can I sit in it?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So
you're the only one besides Carrie that sat in it.
It's
so
your
cool.
first. So it was actually her director's chair from The Return of the Jedi. So you think about it. I mean, day after day, she'd sit there and had pouches on the side with her scripts. She'd do her sides, her notes. So
Carrie
pretty
was,
historic.
You know, not just in film, but so special in life. And I think seeing the Christmas tree, this was a year-round thing.
Absolutely. What happened many years ago, there's a silent film star by the name of Harold Lloyd. And my mom used to take over to his house. And he had this giant Christmas tree living in his living room. And Carrie and I were little kids. And he said, why can't we have Christmas all year round?
You should have Christmas all year round.
You should. And so that's what happened. And so consequently, it affected Carrie psychologically. And now we have a Christmas tree year round.
So many rooms to see. So Todd, you lead the
Yeah. Well, the whole house is filled with her life. It's kind of like being inside of her head. Like, here's her little Yoda. In fact, we all have to rub Yoda's head. You see how the spot's kind of worn there?
Yes.
Everybody touches as you go along. This came from our house at Greenway, where Carrie and I grew up. But the whole house, if you notice, has fireplaces in each room. That was a tradition of Carrie, too, to always have the fireplaces going. Not very ecologically friendly, but she loved it anyway.
It's so alive.
It is.
Feel it. It's so
But all of this stuff literally ranges from our childhood right up to her last trip to England. And we just constantly have more stuff to show.
And this is how she left it. I mean, not much has changed. This room is special. This is her office.
Yeah, this is her writing room, her creative room, although she did go around the house. She spent a lot of time in here. And this was her assistant would stay at this desk. And the house is also filled with gifts from her fans. A lot of this, you know, she didn't buy Star Wars stuff.
She lived Star Wars stuff.
She lived it. And, yeah.
Like, this is a great thing. So here's a picture of Carrie on the set of Empire. She's being carried by 2 stormtroopers, and here's Harrison Ford. But it gives you the idea of the context that Star Wars was kind of like this fun ride, right? And she was part of it, and she was Princess Leia. But I think
Never been seen before.
Never been seen before, unpublished. And this is the kind of thing that's in the auction, lots of these.
Oh my goodness. So let's move on to, because I know the gold bikini is there. And
yes.
Yeah, a very famous painter named Heinrich.
And these are, when we were kids, these were in our Palm Springs house. They're Kachina dolls that my mom owned. And so it's just everywhere you look, there's a piece of memory and a life.
Right, well beyond just what we know her as.
And speaking of memories and life, James Blunt, the songwriter, lived here for a time. And Carrie inspired him and back and forth. And he wrote You're Beautiful on this piano
which
that
we all
was in her
love.
bathroom.
Oh my goodness. And that's the thing, is the pieces moved throughout time, but this picture real quickly.
Evolution.
You
So
took.
here, I took this picture of her and Paul Simon. It wasn't here for decades. For some reason, it came back out. Maybe she was feeling good about him. Gary the dog, her favorite. You know, we're moving, just, you know, a lot of stuff. Now we're hitting into her bedroom, which also has another sitting area, writing area.
Because she would hold court. She loved having people in her bedroom within her home.
Yeah, and you're inside of her mind. The cool thing about this now is you're seeing who she is as a person, and then the Star Wars things that are all throughout. You have the great Lego, you know, of Star Wars.
This was one of her favorite little pieces too, which was the Pez dispenser. Carrie talked about this, how her daughter could pull her head back and pull a Pez piece out of her neck. But also it reminds us that George Lucas owned her likeness, and she used to say, when I look in the mirror, I had to give him a couple of bucks every time I looked at myself.
And this is awesome. So we all remember when R2-D2 came out and said Obi-Wan Kenobi because, you know, Princess Leia was looking for him, and this is something a fan made. So everything you can imagine is in the house.
At the auction.
At the
many
auction.
of these
So many
things in
things.
September will
Absolutely.
be at the auction. We are so grateful to have this opportunity to come into this home. And now you all have been here. We're going to have a lot more on social media. And guess what? Tomorrow we go to Debbie Reynolds' home.
Oh boy.
Oh, my
Your mom. And there's so much more to come. But please stay with us right here on GMA.